Namaste. Welcome. My name is Will, and this is Free Will Yoga. What's the first thing you do in the morning, or what is your morning routine? Every morning we get that opportunity to start our day. So is your life stressful throughout the day? Are you having a hard time sleeping? Are there some health issues that kind of hold you back from your day-to-day practice or day-to-day activities? I invite you to try sun salutations as part of your morning routine or your daily routine. Sun salutation practice is really the complete exercise or the complete devotional practice, not just a physical practice, but mental and spiritual as well. So every morning, just for 20 minutes, what I do is, the first thing I do is I wake up. And I'm very grateful for that. That's something that we shouldn't take for granted. And then secondly, after using the restroom, I try to get sunlight in my eyes. Now, naturally, sometimes we don't always wake up right at sunrise, but when you first wake up, I think that's one of the first three things you should do is really get some sunlight into your eyes and get connected to the day energetically. And then, obviously, maybe you get some water, some good maybe lemon water or lime water, and then a 20-minute devotional practice, not just to my physical body, but my mental health and my spiritual connection to the day and life. So in these videos, in this series, I'm going to teach you and really introduce the 12 postures of the sun salutations. Now there's many different styles of sun salutations, starting with the classical style or traditional style of sun salutation that consists of 12 postures. Then we have the Ashtanga style, which is Ashtanga sun salutation A and B. And in other videos, I'll explain those. But in this video and in this series, we're going to really focus on the classical style of sun salutations. Sun salutations in Sanskrit, or the yoga traditional language of yoga, would be Surya Namaskar, which means to reverence the sun. Sun salutations are really the perfect combination of breath and movement to really alleviate any stress in the mind and really find that connection to your body. So each posture is a breath movement. And I'll explain that as we go along into this series of videos. But the key to your practice is really your breath, your inhale, the transition into the exhale, that cycle of life which we call pranayama or pranayama, our life force. So the next videos, I'll break down each of the postures and then how they connect with the breath. And then finally, the whole sequence of the sun salutation and how you can incorporate that in your body using modifications such as blocks, maybe different alternatives to the postures, depending on how your body is made up in this moment in time. So I invite you again to join me in these next series of videos. We'll start with posture number 1. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. This is the first and last posture of the 12 postures in the sequence. So you'll perform this starting, and then you'll end your sun salutation with Namaste. Namaste. So first we start in our foundation within the feet. So as I root down into the feet, I find my weight kind of shift back into my heels, and I engage the legs, the thighs, the core, the glutes, and I lift up through the chest, and I find a nice tall spine, energetic. So we start here. Many call this mountain pose or Tadasana. And I take a deep inhale. And then posture number 1, namaste. I bring prayer palms to heart center and I make this connection right here in the chest. As we stand up tall, the gaze is over the horizon, the shoulders are down and back. And in this posture, we find reverence. We give gratitude to our sun and to our life force as we begin this journey. So here you can have the palms up here or just relax the shoulders down to the side. Namaste. So the breath correspondence is, again, I start Tadasana, inhale. I start with my exhale. Namaste. Namaste, posture number 1. In our next video, we'll talk about posture number 2, Urdhva Hastasana, full body extension with the back bend. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Welcome back. So in this video, we talk about the second posture in our sequence, Urdhva Hastasana, or full body extension. Let's get started. Posture number 2, just called Urdhva Hastasana, which means upward hands or a back bend. You can find full body extension. I like to call it sun salute. So this posture is actually performed twice in the 12 posture sequence. First, again, we come at the top of the mat. Just to recap, we start at Tadasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, namaste. Urdhva Hastasana, or reaching the arms up overhead. So first we'll start with the upper body, reaching the arms up overhead. I can bring the palms to face each other and find nice full extension here in the ribs and armpits as I lift through the chest. So your gaze can go between the hands or straight ahead, depending on how your neck feels here. You can place the palms or bring the palms facing forward. Now I'm not going to get as much mobility here in the shoulders, but again, depending on how your body feels, if this feels good, it's more of an opening of the chest as well. What happens with my feet? So in Namaste, my feet are more root, or my weight is distributed more into the heels, so I activate the legs. Now I bring my weight into the toes more, and then I press the hips and thighs forward as I lift through the chest. So now I have some grip into the toes. You can also micro bend at the knees as well, especially early in the morning if you have a tight back. And as we lift through the chest. Urdhva Hastasana. So you may see some traditional with a really big back bend. Be very gentle here. If this is too much in the morning, you can also place your hands to the back, small of the back, and lift through the chest. Deep inhale. So the breath correspondence, again, we start in Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, namaste. Posture 1. Posture 2, Urdhva Hastasana. I reach up. This is my inhale. I open up and receive the life and the goodness of our sun, of the opportunities of our day. Again, make it feel good in your body and take your time as we work through these postures and find the posture and the modification alternative that feels good for you. In our next video, we'll talk about the third posture, which is hand to feet, or Uttanasana, or just a forward fold. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Welcome back. So in this video, we talk about the third posture, which is a forward fold, or Uttanasana in Sanskrit. Let's get started. The third posture is Uttanasana, or forward fold. So that is, again, the third posture in our 12 posture sequence. This posture will be actually performed twice at the beginning and at the end of your sequence. Just to recap, finding a nice, comfortable, energetic stance at the top of your mat, Tadasana, coming to attention, lifting through the heart, take a deep inhale. Posture number 1, Namaste, exhale, prayer palms to heart center. Posture number 2, Urdhva Hastasana, or full body extension. We reach the arms up, press the hips forward. Find that back bend as you lift through the heart. Receive your energy from the sun. And now, posture number 3 is our forward fold. So keeping arms extended, I begin to hinge at the waist. You can microbend at the knees. We're going to fold forward, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. So Uttanasana, or hand to foot, foot to hand. Our forward fold, I find a slight tuck of the chin. And so traditionally, I want to straighten the legs, send the hips back to the back here, and I place the hands outside my feet. You can bring the feet to touch. If that's a bit too much or you can't find your balance, spread your feet to where you have balance, and then release head, neck, and shoulders. If this is a bit much for the lower back, a little bit too intense, you can always microbend at the knee. Another variation is maybe you come up and just place the hands here. You can place the elbows. Again, using your core here to protect the lower back, and just release head, neck, and shoulders. I introduce blocks into your practice. So blocks have 3 settings. Place it flat on the ground like so, out on the side, or you can bring it up at a higher setting. So depending on your comfortability, we release. So the breath correspondence here is an exhale. And in this posture, I really like this posture because the exhale releases, we surrender, we let go. And we accept the power of everything that is, whether it be your God or just that spiritual strength from within. So to recap, Tadasana. Posture 1, Namaste, exhale. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana, hand to feet. Thank you for joining me. In our next video, we'll go to the 4th posture in our 12 posture sequence of our sun salutations. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Welcome back. So in this video, we talk about the 4th posture in our sun salutation, our classical sun salutation, which we call equestrian pose. I'll see you on your mat. So our 4th posture, we call equestrian pose. And you'll see why. First, just to recap, we root down into the feet, come into a standing pose, Tadasana. Inhale, we bring prayer palms to heart center. Exhale, Namaste. Posture 2, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, lift through the heart. Exhale, forward fold, posture 3. Posture 4, we'll step the right foot back into a low lunge. We'll drop the back knee and untuck the toe, pressing the tops of the shin into the mat. Equestrian pose, or horse riding pose. So first, let me set up our foundation. So our hips are square. You're going to take knee over ankle. Now this is more if we're just going to work into this posture. Pressing the right hip or psoas muscle, hip flexor down into the mat as we lift through the heart space. So notice how I'm on the fingertips. You can also come down traditionally onto the palms And notice there's a little bit more flexion here in the knee. So dynamically, as I move, my knee may come forward past the ankle. You go to what's comfort for you, never any pain here. Again, I'm lifting up through the chest. I can use blocks to help elevate. But again, we're moving through this posture, so we're not going to stay here too long, just on our actual inhale. So I lift through the heart, gaze up. This posture you'll perform on both sides. So again, as we go through the sequence, I'll show you, but we'll do this on the right side. And then eventually we'll come back, and then we'll do it on the left side. Again, noticing the differences in both sides and then honoring both sides. Maybe one side might be a little tighter than the other, and you might need a little bit more assistance or a different modification to it. So be aware of that as well. Inhale to lift up. And then we move into our fifth posture, which will be in our next video. In this posture here, I'm lifting and opening up through the heart as if I'm a warrior ready to conquer the day. So let's recap. Starting at the top of our mat. I come to attention and reverence. Inhale. Exhale, namaste. Posture 1. Inhale, posture 2. Urdhva Hastasana, receiving the energy. Exhale as I surrender and release, let go. Posture 4, equestrian, step the right foot back, untuck the toe. Inhale, lift through the heart. Fingertips can come up, or you can stay rooted into the palms. So thank you for joining me. Posture number 4, equestrian pose. In the next video, we move on to our fifth posture in the sequence. I'll see you then. Namaste. Welcome back. So here we are. Posture number 5 in our sun salutation sequence, the high plank. Let's get started. So let's recap our sun salutation up until posture number 5. Standing at the top of your mat in attention, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, namaste. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold as we release and let go. Equestrian pose, step the right foot back. Inhale, look up. Posture number 5 is our high plank. So to move into high plank from our equestrian pose, first what I like to do is tuck my back toe. Then I plant my palms for stability. So notice how my hips and my knee lift. And then I step that left foot back into my high plank. Now, if this is a bit much, you can always just drop down to the knees and then come into your high plank. Once in our high plank, let's set up our foundation first. Shoulders are going to be stacked over my wrist. One of the common mistakes I see is that the elbows are out to the side. What we want to do is plant the palms, fingers facing forward, especially the pointer fingers. And then I just rotate the elbows so the eyes of the elbows are facing forward. Now I have more mobility as I move down. So shoulders again stacked over wrists. I internally rotate my elbows. I step back, engage my core. And then notice the hips aren't up too high. I'm not sagging. I have a nice, strong foundation. The crown of the head is facing forward. I'm one line of energy. I'm onto the toes, and my heels are over the toes. And this is my strong, powerful posture. You can always drop down to the knees here, but I'm keeping this I'm not at all fours. My strength and stability are still in my upper body. One line of energy ready to fly forward. This is our posture number 5. So let's recap. Tadasana. Inhale. Namaste, number 1. Inhale. Urdhva Hastasana, number 2. Exhale, forward fold, number 3. Equestrian pose, step back. Inhale, look up, number 4. 5, high plank, tuck your toes, step back. Strong line of energy. Thank you for joining me. That was our 5th posture in our sun salutation sequence, the high plank. In our next video, we'll move on and talk about that 6th posture. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Welcome back. In this video, we talk about the 6th posture in the sequence of our classical sun salutation. This posture is called the 8-limb pose. Let's begin. So just to recap our sequence up until now, we stay rooted into the feet. We come to the top of our mat in reverence. Inhale, exhale, namaste. Inhale, we reach up to receive, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, equestrian pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, high plank. Tuck the toe, lift the knee, step back. Strong core. Now we move to our 6th posture, which is 8-limb pose. So 8 limbs. Right now I have 4. My hands, 1, 2. My toes or my feet, 4. Drop down to the knees, 5, 6. Then chest and chin makes 7, 8. So notice what happens. I just slightly shift the weight forward. I bend the elbows in nice and tight, tuck the chin. 8-limb pose. So a little modification here. This is a really good stretch for the lower back, the shoulders, the chest. If this is a bit much, you can always use the blocks to bring the floor closer to you. So here I use 2 stacks here. This is a bit much for my back and shoulders. I can just come down to here. So this is a modification for your 8-limb pose. Again, just to recap, we come from high plank. We drop down to the chest. We bring the chest between the hands and chin. 8-limb pose. Keeping toes tucked. This posture is also called Ashtanga Pranayama, and we'll talk more about that in a future video. So let's recap the sequence up to posture number 6. Coming back to the top of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So the breath here is really no breath. I took that exhale to come back to my high plank. I don't hold, but I just don't breathe. Knee, chest, chin. And then our next posture will extend and we'll move into posture number 7. So that's the 6th posture in our sequence, the 8-limb pose. In our next video, we'll move on to posture number 7, the cobra. I'll see you then. Namaste. So this is posture number 7 in our 12 posture sequence of our sun salutation, the classical style. Let's get started. 7th posture in our sequence is Bhujangasana or cobra pose. So let's recap and then we'll get into posture number 7. Sitting at the top of your mat, Tadasana, inhale. Exhale, prayer palms to heart center, Namaste. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, forward fold. Equestrian pose, drop the back knee, inhale, look up. High plank on your exhale. No breath, 8-limb pose, knee, chest, chin. Now we move into cobra as we extend and press the hips forward, untuck the toes. The palms will come back down to the sides here, not too far here, but just underneath the armpits. So I find a connection into the earth with my core. I squeeze my glutes. I keep the tops of my feet down into the mat as I point the toes. So your feet can zip up and you can bring them to touch, or you can bring them wide apart depending on how your body feels here. I press into the mat with the hips as I lift through the chest. Just a slight lift here. A nice engagement here in the glutes. And then my gaze goes up. I don't shrug my shoulders. I allow the shoulders to release here. So you find different variations. Some people might press away and get a deeper back bend, pressing the thighs forward, opening up through the heart. Another variation might be just a little halfway lift. But simply, we're just going to lift through the heart, squeezing the hips into the mat here, shoulders away from the ears, elbows down to the sides. So the breath correspondence is an inhale. So I press, lift, inhale, look up. And then obviously that exhale, you release. And we will transition into the next posture. So let's recap. The back bend is a really great opening, especially early in the morning, to get the spine moving and getting energy back into the body. So we start at the top of our mat. Inhale, exhale. Number 1. Inhale, number 2. Exhale, number 3. 4. Inhale. 5. Exhale. No breath. Cobra, number 7. Inhale. And then we release on our exhale. Thank you for joining me. That was posture number 7, Bhujangasana or Cobra. In our next video, we'll move on to the next posture, posture number 8. I'll see you then. Namaste. Welcome back. So in this video, posture number 8, down dog or mountain pose. Let's begin. Posture number 8 of our 12 posture sun salutation sequence, down dog or mountain pose. Let's recap. Standing at the top of your mat, Tadasana. Inhale, prayer palms to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, Tarita. Urdhva, back bend. Exhale, forward fold, release. Equestrian pose, step the right foot back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, high plank, step back into your strength. 8-limb pose, drop the knees, chest, chin. Inhale to your cobra as you press and lift up. And now we go into number 8, our down dog or mountain pose, as many call. So to transition from our cobra, we release on the exhale, I like to tuck the toes. Some may press up to a high plank and then press back, creating an inverted V shape, finding balance. Another transition from your cobra. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes, come up to the knees, and then press the hips up and back. Another variation. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes, come back into a child's pose. And then from your child's pose, which can also be substituted as a down dog as well. So if down dog is really tough on the shoulders, then you can simply just come back into a child's pose. And then from that child's pose, if you want to press up, you can bend at the knees. And again, we're trying to find an inverted V shape, so we're trying to find balance. So this is not too balanced for me because my hands and feet are really far apart. This is a bit too much because now my weight's really back onto the heels. So I'm trying to find that balance. The best way to do that is when you are on your mat, your palms are at shoulders distance underneath the armpits. I tuck the toes. Now my feet and hands are already set for my down dog. So wherever I go or however I get there, my hands stay and my feet stay. I'm going to curl the back or tuck the tailbone instead of arcing my hips to the sky. I'm going to tuck and then press my chest to the thighs. Heels do not have to melt towards the mat. This is just a resting spot. Remember, we're breathing through this. Excuse me. So this is an exhale in our sequence. Again, if this is a bit much for the wrists and the shoulders, again, you can always just come back to your child's pose. What that would look like is I would inhale and then exhale into a child's pose. So let's recap. And we'll go through the first 8 postures of our sequence. Again, this is going to be on the right side, and then we'll do it again on the left side. Standing at Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Equestrian pose. Inhale, high plank, exhale. Knee, chest, chin. Cobra, inhale. And then our down dog, exhale. Come to that resting spot. Thank you for joining me in this video about down dog, or the 8th posture in our 12 posture sun salutation sequence. In this next video, I'll talk about postures 9 through 12, which is really just a repeat of 1 and 4 on the other side. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. So in this video, we're going to talk about the rest of the sequence, the 9 through 12. In the other videos, we talked about 1 through 8. And so in this video, we'll put it all together. So again, in our sun salutation practice, we do a series of postures on the right side, and then we do it again on the left side, and that creates one cycle or one round or one complete sun salutation. So let's get into that. So let's put it all together. We have 12 postures or 12 movements throughout our sequence. Again, just to recap, one cycle, we take the postures through the right side and then we go through the left side. And I'll talk through those 1 through 12. Let's begin. At the top of your mat, we stand at attention in reverence. Inhale. Exhale, posture number 1. Inhale, posture number 2. Exhale, forward fold, posture number 3. The right side, posture number 4, equestrian pose. We inhale, look up. Exhale, high plank, step back. 8-limb pose. We lower down, knees, chest, chin. No breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, we find down dog. This is our 8th posture. Now in down dog, we take it to the opposite side. So again, just a reminder, we're working on the right side. So we step the right foot back. Now we step the right foot forward. We drop the back knee. We come into equestrian pose on the left side as we lift. And from the exhale, posture number 10, we step up to that forward fold again. Exhale. Inhale, we rise to Urdhva Hastasana, or our back bend, as we lift. Posture number 11. And coming back to Namaste, posture number 12. On your exhale. So just to repeat, we take those 12 postures on the right side, and then we do it again on the left side. So I'll go to the right side one more time just so that you can see. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot steps back. Inhale, equestrian. Exhale. No breath. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot steps forward. Inhale. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. So that's the right side. We do the same thing on the left side. When we come back to Namaste, that will be one round of a sun salutation. So thank you for joining me. That is the full sun salutation sequence, the 12 postures. Again, just to recap, 12 postures on one side, the right side. We come back, and then we do it on the left side. We come back, and then that is one cycle of a sun salutation, or one sun salutation. In the next video, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into our breath to make sure that we're breathing correctly and we understand the purpose and the meaning and the importance of our breath on a daily basis. I'll see you then. Namaste. How's your breath? How are you breathing right now? Just take a moment here and notice your inhale and then your exhale. Was it forced? Did your inhale come from up high? Was your exhale really? Our breath really matters in our life, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. And so in our sun salutation, that's what we really focus in on, is our breath. We should really be focusing on our breath on a daily basis. But our sun salutations really mindfully connects us back to the breath. So are you breathing correctly in your sun salutation? Are you holding your breath? Are you breathing short breaths? Can you find a full deep inhale and a nice calm cleansing exhale? Inhale and exhale. So that's how we connect our breath to our movement in our body and our spiritual body as well. So first, let's talk about your breath and breathing. You can start by just simply placing your palms right here on your core. And we're going to take a deep inhale and just feel any movement, what the body does when you take a deep inhale. Now, a lot of times, especially in a stressful situation, if you have high anxiety, we breathe from the chest up. And so we have a lot of our stress goes up into our shoulders, our neck, our back. And so here I'm going to talk about breathing from the diaphragm, or allowing the breath to really open up and receive and come in. So putting your hands on the core, and I know this might be awkward if you've never tried this, but when I take a deep inhale, my belly actually expands. So those muscles, my diaphragm begins to open up and press the organs out. So I take a deep inhale. And then my exhale, the diaphragm really contracts now, and that breath is pressed out. And I find contraction here. So again, inhale, I expand. And maybe a two-part where I breathe more up into the lungs as well, from the belly, and then out to the lungs. So the lungs actually expand. And then I exhale to release, relaxing shoulders, relaxing muscles. Let's try that again. Inhale to fill up belly, then chest, and then exhale. Squeeze it out. So that's just a practice within its own, practicing breathing, mindful breathing, allowing the breath to come from the depth of the core and fill up the lungs and breathe in oxygen and energy and nutrients into the body as you exhale and release the toxins. So how does our breath show up in our sun salutations? Pretty much how it shows up in our life as we move from transition to transition, from thought to thought, from task to task. Our breath is always there. So being mindful of that and how the body and the breath interact are really a really beautiful practice within itself. So let's talk a little bit about transition from breath to movement. Again, when I inhale, I'm reaching the arms up overhead, finding expansion, thinking about breathing in and receiving. The exhale, I'm releasing and letting go. So that transition into surrendering and letting go into a forward fold. Then I step back and I find that transition. So notice I don't really inhale until I get to the heart and soul of the equestrian pose. So I exhale. Then there's a pause as I step back and set up the foundation of the posture. Then I inhale. Then I exhale. And during this exhale is when I begin to transition back. So I exhale and I transition into my high plank. I'm at the end of my exhale. Retention, I hold, knee, chest, chin. Then I set up my foundation, my cobra. Then I inhale. I release my inhale to my exhale. I begin that transition back into the down dog. I finish the exhale. I step forward, no breath. Then I inhale. Release my exhale. Transition as I'm exhaling into forward fold. By the time I get to my forward fold, my exhale is complete. Then I inhale. Now I exhale. So the breath becomes part of the dance. It becomes part of the movement. And it really has its meaning. It has its purpose as the body transitions, because there are three parts to a breath: the inhale, the exhale, and the transition. I hope this video was helpful for you in understanding how our breath really works, not just in our sun salutations, but also in our daily life. So in the next video, we'll put it all together and I'll take you through the sun salutation practice. It's roughly a 20-minute practice. We'll just do the sun salutations and then we'll go into a resting state to start your day. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. I want to share with you a technique, a breathing technique that helps me with my anxiety, or sometimes if I get too much into my head. This breath technique is called Brahmari, or the humming breath. Let me show you how. So the humming breath, or Brahmari in Sanskrit, is exactly what it sounds like, a humming breath. We are vibrational people. We are vibrational beings. If you think about a child, a newborn that lays on the stomach or the chest of its mother, There's a vibration there. They connect to that vibration. If you ever watch a child or even adults driving in a car, I wonder why they fall asleep so easily. Vibration. So we are vibration, and we can create that vibration from within. So the Brahmari starts with a mudra or hands that we use to perform this practice, this breath. And think about a child that throws a temper tantrum. You know, they don't want to hear you, and they close their eyes, and then they just start crying or, I'm not listening. And that's pretty much what it's like. I think we've all done that, hopefully, at some time in our life as a child. So what you do is you take the peace fingers, and we're going to cover all the other senses. So we'll close the eyes, and we'll gently lay or press the peace fingers over the eyes to keep them sealed. Then we'll use the thumbs to plug the ears. So now when you're talking, all you can hear is yourself, and you've pretty much canceled out any noise on the outside. Great way of physically going inward. And then we use the pinky or the ring finger just to place right here, not to plug up the nostril, because we're going to do this breath with the mouth closed. So it's just here on the side here, and you'll see how this works all together. And then it's simply a inhale and then a hum on the exhale. Let me show you how it works. Again, peace fingers over the eyes, plug the ears. I take an inhale and I hum. A lot of things happen physically. One, I see patterns a lot of times when I in my eyes when I do this practice. But also you'll notice a calm of the body, a calm of the mind. Because as I'm humming, I'm focused on the hum. I'm not focused on thoughts on the outside. And so this is a really great practice to do whether in the morning or really any time of the day. And you can do as many rounds of this Brahmari as you need. And again, it helps to calm the body, calm the mind, calm the energy, and really kind of balance everything out. Thank you for joining me. I'll definitely do more videos on pranayama and breath work and the importance of breath in our daily lives and how we can use breath to really help heal us and give us energy when we need it. I appreciate you and thank you for joining. Namaste. Meditation. What does that really mean? A lot of times I hear people say, oh, I can't meditate, or I don't know how to meditate, or meditation's not for me. It's too hard, too difficult. How do you stop thinking? All are not necessarily true in terms of what meditation really is. First, meditation is not something that we do. It really is it's a state of mind. It is a continuous way of thinking, or perhaps just a way of vibrating throughout your day and throughout your life. So, anyone can meditate. It is not shutting off the thoughts in our mind, because that's what our mind is supposed to do. So, how do we battle that? Because obviously we do have a lot of crazy thoughts that go through our mind probably throughout the day, some that are not very beneficial to us in any way. So how do you battle that? First, understand that you are the thinker and you also are the listener. So be the witness. And if you can, detach yourself from those thoughts and just be the witness, as if you're sitting outside and you're looking at the trees, you're looking at rocks, the grass. There may be an emotional response to it, but you are just the seer. So there's really easy steps to meditating. First, we really focus in on the spine and having a nice tall spine to allow the energy to flow through our body. So I find a nice, comfortable seat. So as you see, I'm on a meditation cushion. I have my legs crossed. And I know that in yoga practice, you may see the lotus pose or people with their legs crossed. If that's really tough for you, especially within the hips, you can always extend one leg or extend the other. The key is making sure that we have a nice tall spine and we allow the breath to flow nice and easy. Secondly, we find one thing to focus on. Now, naturally, I don't want to focus on a negative thought or something that is creating a lot of negative energy within me. So with that being said, a lot of times I often focus on one object. And focusing on one object, then you start to go a little deeper and you kind of tap out of the realm of it's me versus that object, and you almost become part of the object. Quite interesting phenomenon. So again, I find a nice tall spine or a nice comfortable seat where I can sit up to the best of my ability. And this is yoga. I can find that stillness. And if you have to wiggle, that's fine. And then I connect to my breath. And I find either a positive thought that I focus on, a word, a mantra, or even just a simple object. I used to do this when I played baseball. I would just light a candle, sit in the dark, and just gaze into the candle. Maybe you try that. Meditation can be as long or as short as you need it to be or want it to be. It is a practice, and so it's not something that you do right or wrong. The effort of finding a nice, comfortable seat and just closing the eyes or focusing on one object and just focusing on your breath. Inhale, follow the transition into the exhale, and allow that to be your thought. The rest will come to you. And everyone's journey is different. So anyone can meditate. I thank you for joining me. And in the next video, we'll put everything together for your morning practice. I appreciate you. Be blessed. Namaste. So now I'm going to take you through the whole sun salutation, the whole practice. This is a 20-minute practice. It includes the sun salutations, our breath, and then a short meditation. Let's begin. Standing wherever you are, come into attention. Find your breath. We'll take this moment to honor our bodies and honor the life that's flowing through us. And take an inhale. Exhale, prayer palms to heart center. And we'll start with our warm-up. Interlace the fingers and press the palms away. Tuck the chin. Just warming up the spine here. And staying with your breath. Inhale to press the palms to the sky. Find length here. Root down into the toes. If you want to come up onto the toes, lifting the heels, you might fall and lose your balance. That's all right. Come back. Exhale, we'll tuck and curl. Rounding through the back. Maybe you find a little rock side to side. Again, inhale. On the exhale, let's warm up neck and chest here. We'll bring the hands behind the back, chin to the sky, open up, spread the elbows nice and wide. Stay focused with the breath, your inhale. This time on the exhale, bring the chin to chest. The elbows will come towards each other. They don't have to touch here. Maybe a slight round of the shoulders in the back. Be gentle on the pull. Inhale to stand up tall, open up. Exhale to curl. Inhale. And then exhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Release the fingers. Take your gaze up between the hands. On the exhale, cactus the elbows and lift through the heart. Squeeze the glutes a little bit, and then we'll shift the weight onto the toes. Nice little slight back bend. We'll bring the hands behind the small of the back to open up the shoulders. Be careful not to dump the head here. So we're staying nice and long. Lift through the heart. And exhale to release. Shake it out. Let's warm up the hands here. So bringing the palms together, interlace the fingers, wrap the thumbs, and then find some rotations in the wrists. Nice and easy. Relax the muscles in the forearms. And we're going to find a little stretch in the forearms and the hands here. So you bring your hands to a L7. And then I'm pressing into the fingers. You should feel a nice stretch in the forearms and the wrists. And then switch. And then a little bit of waves. And then reverse your wave. And relax. Come back to your good stance. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Find a slight back bend as you lift through the heart. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, bend at the knees here. If it's early in the morning, the back might be a little tight. We'll come into our forward fold. Hands to the side, tuck the chin. One more inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, inhale to rise. We'll go through a half salutation. Exhale, prayer palms to heart center. Inhale, extend. Fold on the exhale. Inhale to rise, reach the arms up. Prayer palms to heart center, exhale. Inhale. Still in our warm up, exhale. Plant the palms, right foot steps back, equestrian pose, untuck the toe. We'll lift through the heart here. Again, the knees over the ankle. You can find a little bit more of extension here as we lift. On our exhale, we'll step back into our tabletop just to warm up. A few rounds of cat-cow. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Drop the belly, lift your gaze. Exhale as you tuck the chin and round through the back. Tuck the tailbone, hollow core. Inhale, and then exhale. Still in our warm-up, we'll find child's pose. Bring the toes to touch, knees wide as you extend the arms out in front. Allow the heart to melt here. Relax the hips back to the heels. You want to stay active in the arms. Sometimes we just want to be here, and this is a nice little resting spot if you ever need it. But here we're just going to warm up the shoulders, so we're really extending the arms out, maybe crawling up onto the fingertips. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then we'll press back up to our tabletop. So we're still on that right side, so we're going to step the right foot through. We'll come into equestrian pose on the left side as we lift through the heart. Engage your core. And one more inhale. And our exhale. We're going to step back into that tabletop. Now we'll come into our high plank to prepare for our strength and power. Shoulders over wrists, really grip into the ground or the mat with your fingertips and heels over toes. Inhale. You can always drop down to the knees, remember that. And then we'll find our 8-limb pose. Toes, chest, chin, hands. Extend to your cobra. Untuck the toes. Connect the lower body and the hips. Gentle pull and lift. Shoulders away from the ears. Take your gaze over the nose, over the horizon. Inhale. Exhale to fold and release. We'll journey back into our down dog here. So maybe you come up onto the toes or you press up to your high plank. And then we just melt back into our down dog, trying to find balance here. Upper body, lower body, hips to the sky. Slight tuck of the tailbone as I engage my core. Gaze to the belly button. Your next inhale, look up top of your mat, and then you're going to travel to your forward fold. Maybe a little meditative walk gets you there. And then we'll rise. Inhale. Prayer palms to heart center on the exhale. All right. That's our warm-up. Let's begin. We'll do our 3 rounds, 3 cycles of our sun salutations. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Second cycle. Inhale. Right side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Left side. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Third round. Inhale. Exhale. Right side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just take a moment here, come back to your breath, just feel into that energy. We'll move into our pranayama, our breath work. Find a seat. So find that nice tall spine, nice comfortable seat. Take an inhale to control the breath. We'll hold and exhale, nice and easy. Again, inhale maybe from the belly and expand it through the lungs. Fill up and then exhale. Brahmari, 3 rounds. We prepare our mudra. Take an inhale. 3 rounds of Brahmari. Move into your meditation, finding stillness, staying connected to the breath. You can always stay in your meditation as long as you need. And that concludes our practice. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this series of videos really helps you in your daily practice. Again, it's a 15 to 20 minute practice that you do for yourself before you move on to your daily responsibilities. If you'd like to take your practice deeper, you can always follow me at Free Will Yoga or come to my website, freewillyoga.org, for private lessons. I thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.